Darnell, we're at the Ford Center. The team's carried a lot of momentum lately. 7 of the last 9's on the road, a lot of road wins, but they come back home against another elite team, another loss, similar to Dallas and Portland and Boston, some of the other elite teams. They were right there tonight but couldn't make the plays. What did you see the difference in Chris Paul and company coming out with a 97-92 win?
Well, you saw experience versus inexperience, I think, tonight. I mean, Chris Paul, David West, James Posey, these guys have all been there before. They've got playoff experience. They know how to close out games in the fourth quarter. The Thunder, not so much. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, they're still learning on the fly, and you saw that inexperience tonight in the fourth quarter.
But they've had some good fourth quarter and some big road wins. They just haven't had it. It seems like here at home, they were only, 3 of 14 in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant only gets 2 shots in the fourth quarter. They're great drawing up plays out of timeouts all season, but yet 2 or 3 of the ones they drop late in this game end up being just clunkers. Anything you can put your finger on, since they have made some plays and had some big fourth quarters, especially on the road?
I mean, again, this is inexperience, and that's the biggest thing that fans need to take away from this game. When Sam Presti, the GM's building this way with youth and sort of building from the ground up, you're going to have games that look like this at the end of games. This team's not going to win every game down the stretch like a veteran team like a San Antonio or a Cleveland. They're going to have growing pains, and they're going to struggle at times. Tonight they did. It's going to happen on and off. Sometimes they're going to win, sometimes they're going to lose, and it's going to look bad sometimes when they lose, and it did tonight.
Well, how did you accept Kevin Durant's answer that he only had 2 shots in the fourth quarter? He said he has to run the offense. At the same time, Coach Brooks and Kevin both said, well, I've got to maybe work a little harder to get open. What do you think is the solution to that when he is only getting 2 shots and your leading scorer, a guy who's going to be an all-star, only gets 2 shots with the game on the line?
You know, Kevin said to us after the game that he doesn't force things. He's not that kind of guy, and that's a good thing. I mean, you kind of tip your cap to a guy that young that realizes that he doesn't have to be the guy to force shots down the stretch. At the same time, you would like to see him be more aggressive with his shot attempts and calling for the ball, demanding the ball in the fourth quarter. He needs to get more than 2 shot attempts, but at the same time, I do think it's good that he's not a guy that's going to force things.
And on the other extreme, Westbrook didn't have a great first half, but he really got them going in the second half. I mean, Maynard came well off the bench, Ibaka well off the bench. Jeff Green got back on track a little bit. They do have a solid fourth quarter defensively in the fourth quarter. What do you take positively from this game as this homestand continues Saturday night against Indiana?
Jeff Green, I don't want to say he's back, but at least he played well tonight. 20 points, he got his offense going early. They need Jeff Green. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant can't carry this team offensively. Russell Westbrook continues to get his teammates involved. That third quarter, he had 5 assists. I thought he was extremely impressive in that third quarter. Serge Ibaka continues to play well. This is one of his first good games at home. So if he can continue to play like that in this building where he's played, well on the road, then I think they're going to have an additional weapon off the bench in Serge Ibaka.
The last question would be, they are 19-16, which is way better than anybody would have given them a chance in October. But expectations are rising because they've played pretty well, especially in a lot of road games. They've got 3 games left on the homestand. Do you think it's paramount to try to win all 3, considering the momentum they have? If they go 2-2 on this homestand, is it a disappointment if they only win 2 of the next 3, especially with the Pacers and Knicks coming in? How do you look the rest of this homestand?
Well, expectations are rising for this team among the fans. But you have to also keep in mind that this team's philosophy is about long-term development. So nothing is paramount in terms of day-to-day wins. I mean, they want to develop this team for the future. And as long as they're doing that, moving in the right direction, I think the organization is happy. You just need to see signs and growth out of players like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Jeff Green, and those guys. As long as you see that, I think they're happy.
That'll wrap it up. We'll talk to you Saturday night when the Pacers are in town. For more coverage the next few days until we get to Saturday night, go to newsok.com.